gentlemen, welcome to the 25th Silver Anniversary of the Sedona International Film Festival. I'm Tanya June Moore. I want to thank Black Magic Design, Digitech, and the beautiful Sedona Rouge for being sponsors of the Media Room this year. I have two great filmmakers in the seat with us today. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Radhika Womack. I'm the producer of In This Great Place.
I'm Rudy Womack. I'm the writer-director of In This Great Place.
So, an incredible concept. I'm going to start out with the movie because I just watched it, so it's really fresh for me. You're the writer.
Yeah.
What brought this idea to you, and why was it important to shoot it the way you shot it?
So the lead actor, Aleksander Ristic, and myself had worked together on a film previously, and both of us were itching to get back on set. We knew that our resources were going to be limited, so therefore the scope of the film had to be limited. So he's an incredible actor.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that he would be shouldering really the burden of driving the film with his performance. So we decided to make a character-driven, performance-heavy sort of film.
Yes.
We knew it would be limited to one location, so through a series of several dozen drafts, we landed on the concept of a guy barricading himself in a bathroom after a robbery gone wrong, and kind of in a standoff with the police, and some clever flashbacks to show what happened, how he got into this situation, what choices he made, and so on and so forth.
And this is very much a movie about choices.
Yes.
And I was on the edge of my seat like, okay, what choice are you going to make here?
Yeah. There's an undercurrent in the theme of the film of destiny versus choice, consequence versus fate, and I feel like the characters have a philosophical argument over the course of the film, and both of them kind of flip their perspective on it by the end of the film. So
yes,
it's an important theme.
Well, and I think for me it was important to have some empathy for this main character. Was that important for that to come across as a producer?
Of course. I mean, you always want your audience to connect and empathize and feel for and like the main character. I mean, throughout the film you see he has made a lot of bad decisions.
Right.
But you still want to root for him. And I think through the film we see his relationships, we see his, his love for his girlfriend, and a lot of things. You have some flashbacks. We see him hallucinating, about things that are important to him, and that makes, I think, the audience connect even more as the film progresses.
Yeah, because it is you're in a situation you don't know what desperate choices that you might make. Why the title?
So the title, In This Great Place, actually speaks to that dichotomy between fate and choice. And while the character Laura throughout talks about fate quite a lot, he talks about his choices, and by the end of the film they actually both change perspective on it. So to me it's more of the space that's in between those two things, and that's where the title comes from. The very opening line of the film puts that to the question of how did you come to be here in this great place?
Well, and I like that you said earlier before we came on air that you use black magic. We really like black magic here. What was it like with their equipment, filming in such a small space?
Our cinematographer, Naeem Sarafi, who did everything on his own, from lighting to the AC work, everything. It was
he truly made some magic.
Yes.
He was a one-man band with it. I know for him that it was a very easy system to use because he was juggling so many different jobs. The visuals are incredibly striking, and that goes to show you not only how good of a cinematographer he is, but also how good of equipment Black Magic provides in order to create that crisp, beautiful image, even with all the limitations that we were working with. And then when we pulled it into color, which we also used Black Magic to help color the film, we were able to use the entire dynamic range of our shots in order to pull out all the little intricate details that I wanted.
And I think it just makes the workflow so much easier when you have the whole process with the same company. And we were limited in how much additional accessories we could afford, and I mean it's a small space, there's just so much you can do. So I think the camera is very dynamic, and we were able to do a lot with little.
Well, two things that stand out to me. First of all, the set design was it made me cringe. So beautifully done, well done. And casting a lead actor that could literally hold an entire film by himself. That's challenging.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was really brilliant. Like, I was in it with him. So how did you find him? How did he sign up for this?
So Aleksander Ristic, I've known since college. I remember seeing him in another short film years and years and years ago, and I thought, wow, he was brilliant, and I need to work with him. So I actually tracked him down and offered him a role in a short film I was doing at the time, and ever since then, we've worked together several times. He's an incredibly dynamic actor. But I'd also like to talk a lot about the supporting cast.
Yes.
Because they had quite a lot to do. We had Angela Nordeng, who played the character of Laura, who had a very difficult job. She had to narrate and bring a lot of heart to that, which is very, very complicated dialogue, and also her on-screen presence. We have Nick Moss, who's an Emmy Award winner, who played Sam Steelman, who brought a little bit of a comic relief and really fleshed that character out. Even though we actually never see him on the screen, we only hear his voice, we definitely get a sense of him. There's Phil Lamar, who's a legendary voice actor in Hollywood. He's done dozens and dozens and dozens of things.
He is Samurai Jack.
Yeah, he is
So
Samurai
that's
Jack.
his-
He's on Futurama. And it was incredible to work with him, because when he came in and started developing the voice of the police officer, the hostage negotiator, he has such an acute sense of detail to accent, timbre of voice, and what he can do to manipulate his voice is incredible. So
Well, I think you've done a really great job of casting it. I mean, like I said, it would be a challenge. And you've already had a screener here. What was the
Yes.
screening like yesterday?
It was great. We had a great turnout. The audience was amazing. This was our 25th screening at a film festival. So at this point, we kind of go in and out. We know when to go in to gauge the audience and see their reaction. So we were able to do that a couple of times during the screening, and it was great. I mean, there are some cringe-worthy moments. There
Yes.
are some moments where you go, oh my god, So,
Yes.
and we had some great reception.
And
It was
how
great.
was it getting into the 25th anniversary of this film festival?
Yeah,
we came to Sedona a couple of years ago and fell in love with it.
with
we were
the
just,
city, not the festival.
Yeah, we came here as just a little mini vacation, and we absolutely love the city. And we were starting to submit to festivals at the time. And we questioned, we were like, I wonder if Sedona has a film festival. We looked into it and we were like, wow, it's huge. It's massive. They have a massive film festival. And so we submitted. We got into a couple of other festivals, and people would ask us, have you submitted to anything else? And we kept saying, we really want to go to Sedona. And everybody we talked to was like, if you go to any festival, you have to go to
Yes.
Sedona. And they were
Yes.
right. They
And
were
I
100%
think
right.
at this point, that's something we are going to resonate to.
Yes.
When we meet anyone, it's if you haven't submitted to Sedona, you haven't submitted anywhere.
Yes, we love to hear that. Thank
It's
you.
such a beautiful festival. I think from the moment we just got into the city, the feel of the city is different, I think,
Yes.
during the festival. And we've been to a lot at this point. We have never seen the community so part of the festival
Yes.
as we have seen here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think our audience was made up of more non-filmmakers, of just people who are interested in film,
Correct.
just part of the community, who've come in here, have nothing to do with filmmaking,
Yes.
have just attended all the films in the festival just because they want to
love
be
it,
part
yeah.
of it. And
So
it's
what's the
amazing.
website that they can go catch up with you guys on real quick before we close out?
We actually don't have a website. We're just relying on social media.
Okay, so social media?
On Instagram, we have at Womack Filmworks. You can see all the films we've done.
Great.
So it's a centralized one, but there's a hashtag in this gray place, and gray as in GRAY, not EY. That's a common mistake. And then Facebook is at In This Gray Place as well.
It's a great film. I highly recommend it. If you haven't got your tickets for it for the next showing on Tuesday, I would tell you to do the rush line. Stay tuned. We'll have more filmmakers coming up, and we will catch you on this next round of the Sedona International Film Festival 25th Anniversary Edition.